All right, it's JB from Truth Be Told, sitting here with Cleve, aka Sick With It, home of the Melph and me. You know, I've been taking through the Magnolia, I've been taking through the Calio. First time sitting with somebody taking through the Melph.
Definitely. Believe that. Gotta take him through MLK, man. Gotta take him down there. You gotta take him down Larell. Gotta take him down Clio, man. Mandatory, you already know, man. Big salute to that Melph, man. Shout out to everybody in there, man.
For sure. And you know, this is the first time on the platform, so I like to always take it to the beginning as far as, you know, growing up in the Melph. If you can take me to the beginning, what was it like growing up for you in the Melph? Relationship with your brother, we seen him, he hit Rare Report. What was it like for both of y'all growing up? Did you have your mom and dad?
Well, me and my brother me and him got different dads.
Okay.
We got different dads, but my dad was more around than his dad. You know, my dad lived with us and he took care of us, so my dad was more around, but most times, that when we was young. As we grow older, we didn't have no father figure around. My mama took care of all 5 of us by herself. You feel what I'm saying?
You said your dad ended up being absent as you gotten older.
Right, but when he was there, I was in like elementary. That's probably the only time in my life where, you know, the streets didn't have me.
Right.
He had me.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Once he left,
right,
the streets grabbed me. It was over with.
So after he left, you pretty much turned to the streets for guidance. You looked up to the people in the streets.
Right.
And that's how you end up getting involved in the streets.
Right.
What were some early activities like? Were you selling little drugs here and there? Is that what kind of got you off the porch?
Really? No. Yeah, selling drugs. That was my first thing, getting off the porch, selling drugs, because we had to bring money to take care of, take care of myself, and take care of anybody else I needed to take care of. So, I had real good friends that lived in the same hallway I lived in who was in the streets, you feel what I'm saying? So he seen the position I was in, that I stopped going to school, and he like, man, look, bye, so, he showed me the game.
So when you in the streets, like, what are some things that, I guess you say some things that you wish you would have never seen being in the streets? Like, you would have, it made you just wish you would have took a whole different route.
That's a hell of a question, yeah. I'm gonna tell you why that's a hell of a question, because I can give you an answer you won't hear, but at the same time, I can give you an answer you really don't want to hear, but the answer will be the truth.
Man, we want the truth.
Okay, then that's what I'm gonna give you. Now answer that question again.
What are some things that you've seen in the streets while you was out there that made you wish that maybe you took a different route in life? Like, you might have seen some things growing up, though.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that you was involved with or anything, but that might have had you thinking like, I should have just stayed in school. I should have played sports. The streets is serious.
I wouldn't, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't say there's anything that I wish I wouldn't have seen. I'm glad I seen everything I seen, because seeing what I seen helped me have the insight and be who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what I seen. I know life ain't all about just going to school, graduating, going to college, having a career. Man, life way bigger than that, man. Life bigger than that to me. I don't know about nobody else. I'm talking about me. It's my opinion. Life way bigger than that to me. You know what I'm saying? That should be a part. Some of it should be a part of life cycle of your life at one point. But your life shouldn't be stagnated right there. You know what I'm saying? Going to work every day, paying your bill, going to work, pay your bill, go to work, pay your bill. Your life shouldn't be like that. Nobody ain't gonna never get me to agree with that. Your life should be like that.
For sure. That ain't, but that's the life that 90% of Americans live. 9 to 5, work during the week, have fun on the weekend, but you right back at it on Monday. So, it's just like a cycle, basically.
It's like a what?
It's like a cycle, man. And
well, hey, guess what I know about a cycle? It could be broken. Any cycle, it could be broken.
So how would you say you broke your cycle from being in the streets? You know, that's a cycle as well. Growing up, seeing what you've seen, getting involved, going in and out of jail. How can you say you broke your cycle? Or how can you break your cycle?
This how I broke my cycle. This how I broke my cycle. When I just did them 10 years, you know the only thing I was thinking about? How can I do it different? But I say, hold up. I always come to jail and think about the same thing. How can I do it different? I said, you know what? How about I just don't do it? You heard me? How about I just don't do it? But I knew I just could not do it. I knew I had to discipline myself and make some sacrifices if I wanted to do that. So that's what I started working on as soon as I got down to prison. Because when I took my time, I took 10 years in one day. That's so I could get shipped. Because you have 10 years or under without that day, they can hold you in the parish. I wanted to hurry up and get upstate and get settled. So I took 10 years in one day and bam, they shipped me like in 2 weeks. I was gone. So once I got upstate, I was like, man, look, first thing I need to work on is myself. So I got in a trade class. I got in auto body and paint. I stayed in auto body and paint about 2 years. When I got out auto body and paint, I got in auto body and mechanics. I stayed in there like a year and 6 months, graduated. When I got out of auto body mechanics, I got in welding. I finished with welding and I had a few years left. So I was like, I gotta find something else to do. Because I knew if I don't find nothing to do with my time, I already knew what I was gonna do with it. You feel what I'm saying? So I kept myself, you know, in that pattern of thinking. So the next thing I did was I got enrolled in school there, Ashland College. They had the program where you was getting a Pell Grant, a free Pell Grant from the government, and they would pay for your college. And I got an associate's degree before I left.
Okay.
I got the degree like I think a month before I left. I graduated. You know what I'm saying? And
so you really took advantage of the 10 years. You was in there, yeah.
That was the first time I did my time like that, though. I ain't never had did my time like that. I did my time renegade. I ain't never had did my time like that before. I just was renegade when I do time. Look, I get it how I live, you heard me? I ain't talking about just renegade wilding. I just was just get it how I live when I go to jail. But this time I had like, you know, a different train of thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the reason I had a different train of thought because, you see, I had some people in my ear that was real, you know, real positive at all times, you know, that I used to be around too, because I used to be around a lot of different people. So when I was doing time in different places, you know, I was running into a lot of good people who was, you know, telling me about a lot of things I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? It was opening my mind up to a lot of new things that I didn't even know exist. You know what I'm saying? I had knew nothing about. And my thing was, you know, once I got into it, I got into it. Because I was going to school, and when I finished school, I was going straight to the study on this. And that just really, like, you know, changed my whole train of thought now. You know what I'm saying? My thinking is different now. I don't be thinking how I used to think about the streets like that. It don't really matter. The only thing that matters to me with the streets is, you know, helping the ones that I ruined. You feel me? That's it. Helping the ones I ruined. And that's the generation that came behind me and behind them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they used to be always watching us. And I know they were watching us because all of my other big homies was gone. So we was the big homies. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I still run into people till this day that they just telling me, boy, I had a crush on you back in the days. I'm like, back in what days? They were talking about way in the 90s. But, you know, they always looked up to me, you know what I'm saying? They have dudes the same way, you know, that always used to be watching you, used to be out there in the cold way. And you know, that stuff started to take effect on me, you know what I'm saying? People telling me that so often. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, man, I really gonna be like a role model on some type of shit, even though I never thought about doing nothing like that.
Right. So back then, did you feel like you was like a big dog though? Did you feel like people looked up to you back in the let's say 90s?
90s?
Mm-hmm. Or you just doing your thing?
Let me tell you like this. I just feel like a lot of people feared me more than anything. More than looked up to me. In my hood, yeah. A lot of my hood, you know, that's how it is in your hood, but in other places, they had people that I messed with, right? But they was just like me. Now everybody outside them people, they looked at me different. They looked at the people that was messing with me, how they looked at me, they looked at me different. You feel what I'm saying? Because they didn't have no relationship with me. They didn't know me. All they knew about me is what they heard. And what they heard wasn't good, so they felt like I was a bad person, but all the people that was around me, they'll tell them different. You gotta get to know dude, you just don't know, and they'll be like, no, I don't want to know. No, you just gotta know, you gotta really know. So I was just thinking about a quote I always heard, you gotta read a book, you know what I'm saying? The judge, you gotta read it, you gotta open it.
Yeah, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, you know, you gotta open it and read it. And I always come to me like, you know, cause people always judge me, man. But I don't be caring about it. I don't care, I expect it though. Man, like I be expecting out, you know, it don't, cause it don't move me. You can judge me all you want. Whatever you say or think about me ain't gonna affect my life. So it don't move me. I don't care, man, about what you talking about, man. Until you do something to me physically, man, you ain't talking about nothing, man.
So why do you think people judge you? Do you think you had like that? You always had that look about you, like you weren't to be played with?
Nah, I don't think I always had that look. I don't think I always had that look, cause I really wasn't that type of person.
Right.
Growing up, I wasn't with all that. I just turned into that because of incidents that happened.
Right. Your environment and you know how you was coming up.
I ain't gonna say the environment. That's mainly. You know what I'm saying? People say you are a product of your environment. All right, well, what is your environment? If your environment is crime, then what you expect to come out of my environment? If you gonna keep getting products of my environment and my environment is filled with crime, what are you looking to come out of my environment? Please tell me. Somebody, tell me. What are you looking? I know you ain't looking for no Shaquille O'Neal's or no Michael Jordans or no, because in this environment, you don't make it there. It's like 1 out of 1,000 that make it that far. You know what I'm saying? So I know you not looking for that to come out this environment. What are you looking for, dude? And I'm talking to all the people in place who say they helping. Who say, oh, I'm trying to curb crime. Or, okay, show me what you doing. Because you can't be doing something right looking at these crime numbers.
It's a fact.
And you the professional. You went to all these schools and you say you got all these degrees for this and that, but your solution has no answer.
But you know, them people ain't the ones that's going to have the effect on the generation because they haven't been through it.
Right.
They say that's why you out there.
That's why I say what I say.
Right.
You know, first thing they'll do though is they're going to look at my life and they're going to judge. They're going to judge, man. That's all we around, a lot of judges, man. Everybody want to judge. But you can't point no finger. Nobody can point no finger. Because everybody finger in the jaw, man. Everybody. Yeah, believe that.
So when you was coming up, was there anybody in your neighborhood, picking up where we left off at, was there anybody in your neighborhood that was trying to preach to y'all and try to bring y'all together and stop the violence?
Yeah, they had a lot of them out there like that around our time because, see, they used to like give, in the summertime, you used to have buses go out to like Blue Bayou, go out to like the water parks. And you know, you could just get a girl on the bus and just go out there and just have you some fun, you know what I'm saying? They always used to throw stuff for us and give things for, you know, us to do. But, you know, that vanished when they vanished. When they vanished, that vanished. So that really was big for us, man.
So basically, you got to be like from learning from that experience and what you're trying to do now, you just gotta be more consistent and hands-on. Just following up. Don't just do it for a year or two and then vanish and because you see what will happen if you vanish from the generation today,
right?
Then it's going,
Yeah,
just like how they vanished on y'all, and then.
Let me tell you something. It's just like, I'm gonna use myself for example. It's just like what I'm doing right now. You heard me? Ain't nobody really probably thinking I'm taking it serious. But I don't care about what nobody thinking. You heard me? That's the thing about me. I don't care about what nobody think. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah. Pick up on that snoring. So do you think people think you're taking it serious as far as trying to change the new generation or the generation that's out there today?
Now, you got some people that, I know they think I'm taking it serious because they're willing to, not only give advice on it, but they're willing to, give a helping hand. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to help me with more than words.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can help with words.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The words are all needed, don't get me wrong. The words are needed. Any words of wisdom are needed. But right now we're in a position where we need more than words. We need actions. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard to get from people that sit up high, man.
So what actions do you have if you want to care to explain, any actions that you might have in the future as far as trying to change the narrative of what's going on in the city? Like, you might have like college tours lined up, or just it could be a day at an amusement park.
Right now, what my focus at right now is the schools. The schools my focus right now. I want to get a message to the schools because this is what the new generation missing. This is what they missing. Education. The streets educating them right now. We got to get them back in the schools. So we got to get these schools back live again. And now when I mean live, school for us, school was the most important thing ever, even though we wasn't going there to learn. But they had attractions at the school that made us want to go to school every day.
Okay, name some of those attractions.
All right, when I was at Booker T. Washington, right? My freshman year, one of the first things that happened though was a bad experience. That was the Hankton got killed on the yard. I was on the yard that morning. So after that, I hate, I get emotional anytime I talk about that because. Man, I was really I was right there on the yard when, seeing, everything, it was man.
Okay, yeah, take us to that day, as far as what happened. When you said you was freshman in high school?
Yeah, I was going to Booker T, man, and, we always went to school together at our project. We would have different groups of people, but everybody usually always go in a group, some kind of group, but I used to always... a lot vent off. I go with groups, but sometimes I just be in my feelings and just be, by myself. And I just go to school by myself. And this was 1 a.m. I went to school by myself. I stopped at the store, grabbed me a couple of donuts, man. Grabbed me a jungle juice. And I'm headed up. Boom, I'm gonna go on the yard. Now the yard was like a fashion show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody coming to school with their regular clothes on. It wasn't no uniform. You know what I'm saying? So you don't see nothing but ballet animals, mirages, marinas, all top of the line stuff in there. You come to school, you gotta come to, you dressed to impress. So that was one of the things that made you want to go to school. Because going to school back that first day, boy, is the biggest day. It's the biggest day for everybody going back. You know what I'm saying? Because this is where you get to wear your new shoes and your new jeans, and you got to show out with your new book bag. You looking like, that was a good time. It made you want to go to school. You don't have that no more, though. They cut all that out. But you don't know, you cutting out our culture. You can't cut that out. This is what we do.
So the yard, you said the yard, that's what it was called?
Yeah, the yard.
And
the yard was in front of school. You know, there was a school here. Then they had a big grass yard right there. And people used to park their cars on the yard, and while their music playing in their car, you know, they sitting out smoking weed, huddled up talking. But if you go into school in the morning, they serving breakfast. Now, they're not only serving breakfast. When you walk through the hallway, you probably gonna see some dudes always standing out in the breezeway right there. You just walk right past them. Now, when you walk past them, you gonna run into probably a dice game right there by the steps right there. They always shooting dice by the steps, so you just walk up the straight part, get up there, walk past that dice game, and before you hit the cafeteria, the steps that go upstairs, they got people gonna be on them steps playing cards probably. You know what I'm saying? Keep walking, go around the door, when you enter the chow hall at, now once you get in the cafeteria, every table probably got a card game on it. They got a huddle of guys over there shooting dice. Dudes over there shooting dice. Man, I'm talking about, it was like, man, I'm talking about, it was fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even though that ain't what school's supposed to be about, it still was something that kept you wanting to go to school than wanting to be on the streets. You feel what I'm saying? If you look at it, you know, from right now to back then, that was the good part about school. It kept, you know, you gotta have activities for, you know, these growing kids you dealing with.
Right. So I mean, from at least 7 to 3 o'clock or whatever, everybody know you was in school. You wasn't on the streets. That could have been time you was on the streets, you know, getting in
trouble. Now in
trouble.
Booker T, it was like this. You could come to school at 7, 8, but you could leave at any given moment. The yard wide open. You can leave through the gates, through the yard. You can leave out the front door. You can leave anytime you want. So, you know, people just used to leave, come in and out as they please. It was like, you know, a free school. A lot of people didn't even go to school used to be in there every day.
So, the yard seemed like that was like the chill spot. That's where everybody went.
Yeah.
Did anything happen in the yard that could have possibly changed your perspective or outlook on life? Did you have any moments in the yard that kind of...
Yeah, that shooting. That when the dude got killed on the yard because I was by the gym though. I was way like by the gym, by the annex building. They had the annex building for, you know, you separated people. You had a building here, then you had the main building. This building back here was the annex building. I was over there by the annex building. So I heard the shots, but I'm looking over there and I'm seeing, but you know, when you like, you know, that age, you don't really know what you be seeing. But I knew what I was seeing because I knew what I had seen in the project already. So I just knew the duck. And once I came up, it was over with. It was over with.
So when you came up, what you see? Like people running? And...
Yeah, people running. They had a female shot down there on the ground.
Damn.
Yeah, she was shot. Yeah, the guy dead right there. Man, I got up off that thing and I was running home so fast. I'm talking about Booker T is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9, 10 blocks from the project. I probably made it there in like 30 seconds. I was there non-stop running.
Damn. So I mean, so take us back though. Let's take it back from growing up in the Melph. What were some things is that something that you would see kind of often as far as like shootings or just bad street activity?
Man, let me tell you something. Growing up in the Melph, you seen everything. The same thing you see in the jungle, you seen it in the Melph. Believe that. Yeah, you seen it in a real live jungle, you done seen it in the Melph, man. Ain't nothing going on in that Melph, man.
Right. So before you even jumped off the porch, what were some names that was ringing already? You know, just before you was even in the streets, but you just be outside.
Melph?
Yeah.
Names that was ringing already.
So
Dion.
Okay.
Adam. Dyson. Butch. Booby. Bubblicious. Man, there had a lot of guys on MLK. Two names was ringing. I remember a lot of them, like Tiger but you got so many because it goes so far back, man.
Right.
And Melph go back, man.
So you mentioned Tiger. I heard that name too before. I heard on the old DVD back in the day, Uncle Larell speak on his name.
Yeah.
I think I heard Juvenile speak on his name too.
Yeah.
So who was Tiger, or can you like tell us who he was before, you know?
Tiger was the project. I heard some people say that he was the project demon. You know what I'm saying? Because they say that he was, he robbed and did a lot of his dirt in his own hood. And that was like one of the rules you didn't do. If you was a jack boy, you don't jack in your hood, you jack outside your hood. But they say like Tiger went against the rules. He ain't give a damn who he jack. He want it, he gonna get it. So, Tiger, he crossed a lot of lines, man.
Okay, so when I think I've read or seen an interview when he got killed, that people were happy that he was killed, or somebody, or the article might have said like an old lady said he had it coming, or they finally got him.
Yeah.
Do you remember like his reputation being like being that bad?
His reputation was that bad in his own hood though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was that bad, man, because of what he was doing though. You gotta look at what he was doing, man. So people was like, that's good. When he died, people was clapping and all type of stuff. But I'm talking about, they was clapping. That's how terrified they was of him, though. You know what I'm saying? They was terrified of him because of what he was doing. And people know that you don't do that. So now they scared. And they want you gone because you're a threat to them now. They live in here with you. Now you're a threat to them, they want you gone. And they have all right to want you gone. Because everybody together, if you going against them and robbing and jacking them, then you an imposter.
So what? So that's the generation above you right there. Tiger's the generation above you.
Right.
Okay, so then you coming up in the Melph, who is like your crew or the people that you ran with?
Now they had another generation after Tiger, though.
Okay.
I ain't the generation after Tiger.
Okay.
They have another generation after them that was almost like worse than them. You know what I'm saying? And there was the generation of Big Will, Cliff, Terine, Diesel, Gotti Boys, D-Ro, they was their generation and man, they wasn't that nice, you know what I'm saying? CL10 to MLK, man, held it down, man, in that Melph, man, for real.
Okay, so you mentioned the Gotti Boys. They had that show. They was on the show back in the day. What was that little special they had? Uncle Larell was on there. You ain't never see that?
Oh no, I'm trying to remember. What
I forgot the name of it.
They did a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, it was like on national.
Did a lot of things.
It was on like national television. I forgot the name of it. I remember, but that's what kind of brought the light to me as far as who the Gotti Boys were and the Melph and all that.
See, the Gotti Boys did a lot of good things for the hood. You know what I'm saying? They big dog, he did a lot of things for the hood. He was one of them type of people that'll come in the hood and just give money away, throw money, all that type of stuff. Go, take people shopping, all type of stuff. He really looked out for the hood, so the hood loved him.
Right. And another person you mentioned was, you said Terine.
Terine, yeah.
Okay. Did you deal with him like? Did you know him personally, or was
I knew him personally. I really knew him because I used to be out there in the streets, and he was out there in the streets, but he was in his in the declining times, and people used to look down on him. You heard me? Because he had got in that habit. You know what I'm saying? So he had fell off. He wasn't that Terine no more. They're pulling up in the 88 on them blades. You know what I'm saying? So I used to see him, right? He used to be coming through the cut. And he'll pull up on some dudes in the cut and be like, man, I'm hurt, man. Give me something. I'm hurt. And he's the same dudes that he go scope from, though. You feel what I'm saying? And he be like, man, I ain't got nothing, bro. I ain't got nothing. So every time when he come by me, man, go do you, man.
You kept it real with
You know what I'm saying? Because I knew what he was going through. Addiction ain't nothing nice, especially heroin, cocaine, man. That ain't nothing nice, man. I felt this pain. Even though I ain't never had the addiction, but I seen what the addiction do to people. Growing up as a child, I seen what it did to my daddy. Out of all people. So I really got, feel some type of way about addiction to them type of drugs. But everybody don't see it from that type of eye because they ain't never experienced nothing. So they don't feel your pain because they ain't never feel that experience. How they gonna feel your pain? But if they ever had felt that experience, they'll feel your pain. You better believe it. If you went through any experience like that, yeah, you gonna feel the next man's pain.
Nah, that's real. So after that generation was your generation.
Yeah, it was, we was up next, but it caught our generation off guard, cause my generation gone. They wiped, man, my generation damn near got wiped out all within a 10-year span.
Damn.
Damn near the whole generation, man. And the crazy part about it, I was in prison through most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Through most of the time my generation got locked up, I was in prison. So I looked at it as a sign of that's why I made it through. Because even though I was that nigga, I'm looking at what's going on while I'm in prison over the years, and I'm talking about starting in 94, what's going on? Boom, boom, boom. As I go to prison, this person get killed, that person got killed. I get out, go right back. This person got killed, that person got killed, that person got killed, that person got killed, that person got killed, before I get out. But when I get out, it's like all the killing stop. Soon as I go back, it's like a whole flurry of killing again. I'm like, man, what's going on?
So every time you come home, how would you move differently, knowing, while you locked up, everybody you get caught?
Let me tell you something, man. I ain't gonna move different, nothing. I never changed the way I move. I move how I move. And let me tell you something, nobody can't tell me I'm moving wrong because I'm still here. Jumped off the porch in the mid-90s. I'm still here, man. Early 90s, matter of fact. But I'm still here no matter regardless how much time I did. I've been on the street. Heavy, yeah. I've been on the street, man.
You from that era too, so if if you came out alive from that era, then you was doing something right as far as moving wise.
Man, let me tell you something. Everybody think they know everything right now. We in an age of information, so guess what? Everybody feel they know everything. You can't tell nobody nothing. It's an age of information. Everybody feel they know everything. So guess what? If you know it all, you ain't gotta ask me about nothing.
For sure.
I ain't tripping.
So coming up out the Melph, how did you get in contact with Cash Money? How did that happen? When's the first time you met Birdman or the rest of them?
Man, I came in touch with Birdman around the club Detour. You know what I'm saying? I seen him around there, man, them chopped it up about something, and, he really just shot it out there come fuck with me at the office.
What year is this? You remember?
This in 99.
Okay.
99 I had got out. Yeah, it's in 99. So he told me come to the office. The next day, come to the office. This was after we had partied that night. Cause this how it went. When he pulled up, right, it was him and my dog Cadillac from off the back street. Lack, they called him Lack, you heard me? So when they pulled up, Lack had called me over there. So I went over there hollering at Lack, and I noticed it's him. I knew it was him already, though. I was like, I need to holler at him behind, about something. So we chopped it up. He was like, come to the office and holler at me, you feel me? So I went to the office the next day, and he was shocked I was there. I was like, yeah, what's up? So, we fuck with each other, and we been fucking with each other ever since, man. Never stop fucking with each other.
Right. So, I know Uncle Larell had a song with Magnolia Levy, and in that song, he mentioned how the Melph was at war with Magnolia after they murdered Burger. That's actually the bar, Melph was at war after they murdered. So, how did that? Is that something y'all had to talk about as far as
what?
Just the Melph Magnolia beefing and for y'all to link up? Is that
Yeah,
something you had to
man,
get an understanding of?
let me tell you something. The Melph Magnolia deeper than a lot of people even know, man. You know what I'm saying? That beef that's going on, that go deep, man. But a lot of people like to, which they got the right to do, they'll voice their opinion in it. But they got to know what coming with voicing your opinion is something that's deep. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's like talking about extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? To some people, they don't never want to talk about that. That's how some people is, man. You can't stop that. You know what I'm saying?
So are you able to like speak on how it's like the beginning of it? How it even started?
The Melph Magnolia?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Everybody think that Melph Magnolia beef started around the detour that night, the fight they had the Guiding Boys. The beef didn't start that night, man.
Was that the night when...
The confrontation didn't start that night because they had confrontations prior to that nobody never talked about, but that really happened. You feel what I'm saying? In the Magnolia with us. But it only wasn't us. It was a few guys off of Josephine. It was a few guys out the Calio too. You know what I'm saying? Because all us used to link up together and go places. The Melph, Calio, Josephine. We used to link up. Yeah, we used to link up and go places. And the Magnolia was one of the places we went one night. You know what I'm saying? But we went through, everybody met up in the Melph. So our big dogs out in the Melph, like, where y'all about to go? We about to go in the Magnolia by the DJ. They're like, all right, y'all be cool. Go ahead, y'all go ahead. All right, y'all straight? Yeah. You got y'all, yeah. Everybody not scrapped though with us. You feel what I'm saying? Calio on there for them scrap, Josephine, them dudes scrap. So we shoot to the Noya, right? So we walking up, what that is, Washington. We walking up Washington, right? We come through down Magnolia, we walking up Washington. So we like, man, let's go cut through. It says over there on that side, by the 6th Court, Willow. So we go through the cut through a driveway, boom. We hit out the driveway, we about to hit the courtway right here, boom. Now we walking. Now as we walking, we see somebody at the end of the courtway come around the corner and look at us. And he looked, and then he ran back around the thing, and we can't see around the building. So we looking at each other like, y'all seen that? We like, yeah. So that was Uncle Larell, I think. So like, man, pay that shit no mind. Come on, man. And we started back walking towards where he ran from. And then we walking towards there, we heard guns cocking back. So we stopped like, y'all hear that? So we like, hold up, man. Come on, y'all. And as we about to turn around, we see the dude spinning the bit. But they don't know a couple of us scraps, so niggas come up, start hitting. Boom, boom, boom. So before they start hitting, we was gone. We had then got on shots and bagged them up a little, so we was gone. So we had to run from there all the way to the Melph. You had some dudes running that way to the Cali. They all on Claiborne running. Yeah.
So that was like the first time that you could remember like some shots being fired?
Yeah, that was the first time I remember shots ever was fired. Cause we was going, places like Magnolia. We was, with all us people used to link up and go places, man. Wasn't no beef going on.
Right, I was about to say, y'all went back there just to have a good time.
Yeah, we was going by the DJ. Mm-hmm. We was going by the DJ, but once all that took place, we was like, man, let's go. Before we could go, shots had, shots had rained out. But what happened was this. When we got in the hood, our big dogs heard the shots in the Magnolia. And they know we was going back there. So some of them had done jumped in their whip, I think, and left and went to see what was going on. But we had them ran back already. So when we come back, it was like, man, we ran in the courtway. They were like, man, what's up? What y'all doing? They were like, man, they was hitting at us in the nose. They like, what? Like, yeah, man, we was going, walking through the court. Nigga come around the building, right out of something. We heard the thing is cocking back. We were about to turn around, nigga come around the building hitting. We were like, what? All right, y'all go chill out, man. Y'all go in the cool, light something up or something, man. Y'all be cool, man.
So that was like kind of like random though. It was like unexpected. Y'all ain't had no different. Y'all ain't had no argument.
We ain't had nothing. We ain't no words was passed or nothing, man. Nothing. It was unexpected.
Right.
But at the same time, after it happened, somebody else from a whole nother hood, from none of the hoods we from, came and told me, man, that's how they coming back there. Y'all can't be going back there. Yeah, they coming like that back there. They on some other shit. Like, this nigga like, yeah, that's how they coming. You know, everybody, because nigga was like, nobody wasn't on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody on no cutthroat stuff. You could come into Melph, anybody. You know, nigga, everybody was going everywhere. But none of that going on, man. It was going on, but yeah, we was good uptown. Melph, Matt, Cali, yo, Josephine, man. You know what I'm saying? We good up this way, 3rd and G. All that's good. I no beef in that third right there like that, man. Yeah, shit didn't happen between the hoods. Don't get me wrong. Right. I ain't saying never no beef with these hoods. It was interactions. Right. You feel what I'm saying? But shit always died down. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
So after that, was that fight that happened at the Club Detour?
Yeah, the fight happened after that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I remember a few of our big dogs still talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? That night. Because I was at the Detour the night they had the fight. I was in the back. Because I always went in the back, all the way in the back by the DJ thing. And I would just sit down in the chair and just watch everything.
So what happened that night as far as the fight and how did it pop off?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I was in the back of the club. I didn't even know they had to fight outside. I would always go in the back. Always in the back. Always in the back. Now, Larell and Easy and them, they used to be in the front, the dudes I used to go in the club with, but I used to always branch off by myself. Now I go in the back and I just did my own thing back there, and I'll come back up by them, mess with them again, you know.
Right, and because I interviewed Ski Woo. I think he was out there that night. They got in a fight. He said the Melph or the Gotti boys came to the Magnolia that night and pretty much, aired it out that night, like after the fight. So when was it that Burger was killed?
Burger was killed after the fight.
After the fight?
Now Burger only got killed because he felt like he ain't had nothing to do with it, and the dudes wasn't gonna fuck with him like that. Cause he was told not to go back there. Don't think nobody would tell him about what was going on. You know they told him about what was going on, but he had to feel like, man, them dudes ain't routing like that. But he found out different.
Yeah, and a couple stories that you hear a lot of people, get killed that way, thinking that they're excluded from what both hoods got going on because they didn't have nothing to do with how it started.
Yeah.
And then they make that mistake of thinking that they still good in that other hood. And
yeah. A lot of people, man. Let me tell you something. A lot of my big homies out my hood got killed the same way, slipping. You know what I'm saying? Slipping. And I watched it, and I always tell myself, can't get caught slipping. Can't get caught. Don't get caught lagging. I don't care what you do. Don't get caught. Because if you do, life over with. It's over. So, are you gonna put down your gun? Nah, I was like, I don't think so.
Sure.
Can't do it. How you gonna do it?
Right.
You know for a fact if you put it down, you dead. You gonna put it down?
Nah, not at all.
Alright then.
Not at all.
What about if you convicted? Would you still put it down?
Not at all.
Okay. I just wanted to hear you say it.
But that's that can be jumping back. That can be that's the same thing with the kids these days though.
That's why I brought it up.
Right.
Yeah, cause look, the younger generation feeling the same exact way. That's why they doing what they doing. I know how they feeling because I had that feeling. I ain't gonna put it down. I ain't gonna put it down. And they feel the same way, but they on a higher level with it. So I'm thinking like this. All right, what I can do that they didn't do for me? What I can do that they could have did that would have stopped me and made me put my gun down? And I thought hard for a long time.
Sure.
I'm talking about a long time, about years. And I came up with a solution.
And that's when you're gonna put that into effect.
And that's what I'm putting into effect. That's my agenda. Ain't no putting. That's what's about to happen.
Right.
It ain't nobody about to stop it, man. Because it's destiny. It's got to happen.
Right.
New Orleans got to be saved, man. If New Orleans not saved, New Orleans about to be in total ruins, man. With what's going on with this crime. Somebody got to put their hand in it. Somebody got to be able to talk to them. But you got to be able to relate. I don't care what kind of education you have. If you can't relate to them, they not hearing nothing you talking about. Y'all know because look how long y'all been trying.
That's a fact.
Yeah. But what I'm doing, I'm talking about giving them an incentive. And an incentive is this. They're gonna do everything that the public in the community needs them to do, as far as putting their guns down and curbing the crime numbers, right? But they're looking for something in return. Now, I ain't got nothing to give them, but I know a lot of people who do. And you can't just give them no anything. First thing somebody say is, all right, yeah, we're going to get them in these programs, and we're going to get them some training, we're going to get them on the job, and it's not going to work. They tried that. They ain't going in no program. They don't go to school. You think they're going in a program?
Mm-hmm.
They don't go to school and get their education. They're not going in no program. They're not going staying on nobody's job. You got to come up with a better answer. Well, what they want money. They want money. Y'all know what they want. They're doing all this crime mostly behind money. They don't got nothing. That's why they commit the crime. They don't got nothing. Most of them in poverty. Everybody trying to get something off everybody. Well, how about this? How about y'all make a stimulus package for New Orleans and give it to New Orleans? And New Orleans youths are going to guarantee that the crime goes down. Because these are the people that are committing the crimes. The numbers got to go down.
Why do you think it's gotten so bad over the years, especially lately? Why do you think it's gotten so bad? Is there any like big homies out there anymore? Any big dogs?
Man, look. That part is just about, it ain't dead, but it's just about gone, man. You know, ain't nobody really stepping up out there with the youth. I'm talking about in a way to where you can't just always talk about sports. Because that's the most thing people, gonna throw at them. Sports. Some kind of sport, but they not into that. This group of individuals that's committing the crimes not into that. You know what they into? Music. Who not in the? They in the music. And I know that because I roam with them. I go in the trenches with them. And I talk to them and I listen to them. And I got a high amount of respect for every last one of them. And most of them give me the same in return. It's just my approach gonna be different because my approach not like I'm somebody who can't be killed. I'm somebody who just a big dog. No, I'm going in there like a mouse. I ain't looking like no mouse, acting like no mouse, or talking like no mouse, but my demeanor is of a mouse. I'm the same as you, man. I don't want to exalt myself over them because they look at all that. I'm not trying to go there with looking like $100 million, man. Even though I want them to pursue these type of things too. If that's what you want out of life. If that's what you want, you got the right to pursue that. You ain't got to be like nobody else, you heard me? Period. You ain't gotta follow in nobody's footsteps but who you wanna follow in. You ain't gotta follow in nobody's footsteps if that's what you decide to do.
So speaking of music, did you get into the music? Was that like part of your whole link up with Cash Money? Was it musically?
No, it wasn't nothing dealing with music.
Okay.
It wasn't nothing dealing with music. My link up with Cash Money was just personal.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? It's just personal. It had nothing to do with music, but I learned a lot about music being with Cash Money. Mm-hmm. You know, traveling with him, being in that studio, grinding every night. You know what I'm saying?
Man, y'all used to travel with him a lot. I mean, we seen you on BET with him.
Man, look, let me tell you something. See, when you come to that studio, ain't nobody grinding harder than Cash Money, boy. This is what I'm telling you. The big Wayne and Birdman, I ain't never seen nobody in the studio more than them two people, bro. And I'm talking about getting it. Day after day after day after day. Like, I'm like, damn, these dudes must be vampires. They don't sleep. Ain't no sleep when you're on that road. Sleep, what? Yeah, you gonna sleep when you're out of here. That's when you gonna sleep. Eternal sleep. Sleep right now? No, ain't no sleep. It's music making. And you know, that was got in my genes, so that's what I'm really into right now. You know, I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about music. Because this new generation of music is the movement. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, the ones that's committing the crimes, they into the same thing. They into the same thing. The music, but they don't have no exposure or nothing like that. Ain't nobody even listening to their stuff because of what they doing. But how we gonna ask somebody to stop doing something when you don't support them in nothing? Nothing they doing. You got to show somebody some support, some real care the way they want it, not just the way you want to give it to them. Everything ain't about the way you want to give something to somebody. Sometimes you got to, like, you got to bend. You got to bend sometimes, man. If you want results sometimes, if you want real answers, you got to bend. You asking somebody to bend, but you don't want to bend. If we can give trillions of dollars to other countries, if we can get trillions of dollars to space, if we can get trillions of dollars to anybody, why we can't give it to the people that's here, that need it, that it gonna help? Because you ain't got to give us no trillion. We don't need no trillion to shake back. Nowhere near that. Not that city. We don't need all that, but we need something. And we need something major, but it ain't gonna be that much. We ain't asking for nowhere near that much. You know what I'm saying? Just to bring our city back. But we gonna need engineers and pioneers. We gonna need these things, and they're gonna cost money. So it ain't gonna be nothing that's free. To go get a studio, you gotta buy it. It costs money. For those microphones, yeah, it costs money. Everything I'm doing, I'm coming out of my pocket. And, somebody told me that, man. They said, you still active. I said, what you talking about, man? I'm active. You in the streets. I said, man, I work every day, man. What you talking about? I said, you know what? That's your problem. Man, what you talking about? They say, get out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah. Real talk, man. That's real talk. That's six talk. They say, man. I don't want to hear that, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah, man.
So them studio nights with Cash Money. Can you take me to like one of them? What the studio would be like, or being on the road with Cash Money?
Man,
like, who was? Because that one when y'all was on BET, I mean, it was obviously Birdman, but it was just all steppers with him, basically. You
talking
Stone,
about the basement?
Yeah. Big G was there.
Yeah, everybody.
Black, High.
Everybody.
I mean, it was just all steppers. How did y'all move on the road? Did Because there was a lot of y'all that y'all had y'all a couple of people that y'all really rock with hair or y'all.
No, we had the Shark Bus. They had the Shark Bus.
Okay.
They had the Shark Bus, but like you see, you had a lot of steppers though. That what the Shark Bus was. That's why it was called Shark, because it's for sharks. You're not a shark, then get on the bus with Birdman.
Oh, okay. The Shark Bus. Okay.
You know, the Shark Bus was, that's something else because you got steppers on here. They play the gangsters. They gonna play how it go. You know what I'm saying? So you weak, you beat on this bus right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just what it was.
You got any memories from being on the Shark Bus? With the people that was on the road?
Shit, but let me tell you something. We done had some dice games. See, the Shark Bus was really, we getting it in with the dice games. And it used to be me, Uncle Larell, Face, Hot, Big G, KC, Mike, Jeff, Stepper, Rufus, Jack, Squaloo. Man, I'm talking about, it was a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
Yeah, I call it. And so y'all used to have dice.
But Squaloo wasn't on the Shark Bus. He was on another bus. He wasn't on the Shark Bus. He wasn't on the Shark Bus. He wasn't the Shark material.
Right. So what y'all used to travel like city to city, like on tour? You used to go on tour with them too?
Yeah.
Cash Money?
Yeah, they was doing tours. We was doing plenty tours. Yeah, we was doing tours. But really, at this time, they was grinding, man. They was grinding. It really wasn't. No, we was doing tours with Turk. Turk was out around this time. My dude, man. Free Turk, man. He out of here. He up there, man. Free Turk, man.
For sure. And,
Turk is out. I'm tripping. See, I've been locked up so long.
Yeah, he home.
That's how long I've been locked up. I just did 10 years and been doing time after that, before that, time before that, time before that, time before that. So I was new to everything that was going on in the city. That's why when I got out, I didn't come back to the city.
Right.
I went to Lake Charles. I was in Lake Charles for like a year and 6 months. Then I came to the city.
Okay.
Because I had to see the city from the outside. I just couldn't jump in the city because the city was like in chaos. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play it from out here. I was dipping in and dipping out. The whole time, we just got to see what's going on. You can't just jump in there and not know what's going on. You heard me?
Right. So when you mentioned some names, you mentioned a couple big names from out the Melph, well-known names that you said was on that Shark Bus with you. Uncle Larell.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with Uncle Larell and
Yeah, my dude, man.
Okay.
My dude, man. My brother, you heard me? Ain't my dude, that's my brother right there. Uncle Larell is my brother, man. Yeah, man. We go way back.
Right.
Way, way back. I'm talking about way back to marble days. I really learned a lot from Uncle Larell, because that's who I really grew up under. Go to school with, go out hustle with, go to Mardi Gras game room, go to Pennyland, we go on the river walk, we might get the bikes and go ride across the river, you know what I'm saying? That was my dude, you know what I'm saying?
And you mentioned Face.
Yeah.
Face from out the Melph. Now, that's another person that, you hear stories of on the internet. Right. What was your relationship with Face, and with the stories that you hear on the internet, how true are the stories that you hear that he was like a well-known stepper and
all facts.
He got okay.
All facts. All facts. Everything you hear about Face, facts if it's positive. All that anything. Really, I ain't never really heard nobody on the internet saying nothing negative about him. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna hear negativity from most steppers, because most steppers kept it G. With the hood, with the community, they name good. If you a stepper and your name ain't good, then you done violated. That's the only way your name ain't good. You done violated. Because steppers could go anywhere. Anywhere in the city. And guess what? Ain't because nobody's scared of them, it's because of the respect factor. You feel what I'm saying? A stepper always gonna give respect to everybody. And guess what, though? He expected back from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so a stepper could go anywhere at any time, any place. Out there. No protection, no crew, just him. Yeah, that's how stepper step.
For sure. I just thought about it, man. When you gonna change your bio on Instagram, man? Why you got that in your bio?
Instagram?
Yeah, man.
About the what?
The registered.
No.
Man,
a lot of people ask me about that, but people don't even ask me about that.
I didn't
because most people know what's up with it already.
But I had posted a picture, I posted a picture
right.
on Instagram, and somebody commented. I didn't even peep it, until somebody commented and said, "Oh, it must be true or something."
No, listen, listen. I got convicted in Atlanta, Georgia. I got convicted of aggravated assault with intent to rape. That's what I got convicted of. Now, the charges I was charged with was forcible rape. Now, I want you to tell me, how can a charge go from forcible rape to aggravated assault with intent to rape? When forcible rape saying there was contact, with intent saying there was no contact. Intent is intent, no contact. It's one of the two.
You say this is in Atlanta?
Yeah. Fulton County, Georgia, man. Yeah, it just was, it was an injustice. That's all it was. Because they had physical evidence that I didn't do it. But they was still telling me, according to Georgia law, based on the charges, we can't let you go, can't give you no bond, can't. What?
So can you now that it's like all over, can you take us to that night of what happened to the lead up to that point?
Man, we was supposed to shoot a video in Memphis, Tennessee. But we was at the studio. He had to go to the studio. Stunner had to go to the studio to do some recording at the Patchwork in Atlanta, Georgia by Georgia Tech. That was Jazzy Face studio because he was there. So we was at the studio. We went to the studio to go get a couple of, for him to go do what he doing. So we outside, and they always have groupies hovering around the studio. They come there, We don't be tripping off no groupies unless they with the bullshit. With the bullshit get from around here, man. Everybody ain't with the bullshit. And it just was, it just was my luck that I ran into that shit. Because it wasn't even meant for me. They came shooting shots that wasn't even meant for me. I just got caught in the crossfire. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, but I took my shot like a man. Straight up. I took it like a man.
So was you surprised when the cops came and arrested you?
What was I? Because listen. I was cooperative the whole time. Because I knew I was innocent. So they were like, come on to the station, come on. Well, come on, we need to do a swap, come on. Whatever you need, man, come on. I need to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? We got a video to go shoot. Tripping. So when it was time for them to make a decision on letting me go or locking me up, I'm just knowing I'm about to walk out the door because I know the evidence they got. And they were like, no, this, that. I was like, hold up, man. That don't go like that, man. Why y'all doing that, man? But I found out real fast why they was doing it. It was behind the money, man. It was behind who was involved, which was Birdman. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. How can somebody who experienced a traumatic event as such, right, have a civil court attorney in the court the next day? We go to court, she already had a civil court attorney. What? Everybody in there was dazed, like, how she got an attorney already that quick?
So you felt like it was
I ain't no feeling like I know what it was.
Right.
I see it. It's blue, it's written on the wall. I'm looking at it on the wall, man. Come on, man. Y'all serious? Come on, man. Y'all see what's going on, man. But it was a fan out there, though, in Atlanta. Because when I did go in Wright Street in Atlanta, when I went in there on the tip, the tip is like at the top and the bottom, I think it hold all together like, let me say almost 30 people, 30, 32 people each tier, you feel me? And they're going to tier, man, let me tell you something. If they had 32 people on the tier, right, 28 of them was on rape charges. And I was dazed behind it because I was like, damn, I was like, man, all y'all, you know, what's going on, man? All y'all on. They like, man, look, he been in here 8 years. Oh, he been in here 7 years. He been in here 4 years. Oh, dude, he just been gagged. I'm like, why y'all ain't going to court? What's going on? They like, man, they riding us. They talking about the law and the statute of limitation. They just riding us, man. They ain't got, and I'm talking about, I'm looking at these dudes, you know, transcripts, and I'm like, hold up, they don't got nothing on you. And you done been in here 7 years? So I'm looking at what's going on. I'm like, damn. All these guys had money on the street. Every 28 of them, I'm reading their transcript, all of them had money, all of them getting sued. All of them in civil court. I'm like, what the fuck out? Oh, I see. That's what's going on out here. These females out here getting these dope boys, having sex with them, then putting rape charges on them and make them pay for to get out. It's an easy, quick money flip for them. You feel me? But if the dope boy don't agree with the money transaction thing, then he gotta stay in there. He gonna rot. And the coach gonna make sure he rot. Cause they got the law to side with her. Because if she just make an accusation, they can detain you and lock you up. But if you make an accusation against a woman like that, they don't even detain her. She ain't mandatory she be detained.
So when you read the transcripts and you see all the years that they was doing, did you ever get worried for yourself, seeing how the system was doing them?
I ain't really get worried. I just always had a plan of my own to get around it. But my thing was this. As long as I ain't going out bad, I'm going to get out here. Either way it go. Even if I go to trial and lose, I'm still going to get out of here. Period. I don't care if it's 40 years from now. I'm going to get out. I'm going to keep on fighting, though. I ain't going to never lay down. I'm going to fight all 40 years, boy. God, I know y'all got me in here bad. I'm going to fight all 40 years, man. Y'all going to probably have to put me in the ground in here, man.
So did you take it to trial or did you cop out?
I had to cob out.
Oh,
the reason I cobbed out was this. Because everybody was trying to figure out, well, why you cobbed out if you ain't doing it? Why you cobbed out? Listen, all these dudes sitting here because of the statute of limitation was 10 years that they can hold you in their own rate. 10 years. Hold up. You mean to tell me y'all need 10 years to take me to trial? I just got to sit. I'm talking about I went like a year and a couple of months without even touching the courtroom. And I'm telling my lawyer, and my lawyer not doing nothing. I'm like, what y'all got going on out here, man? You can't have nobody in prison locked up going years without court. That's got to be against the law. You got to my presence got to go inside a courtroom. I ain't talking about telling me, put me on a court docket, and before I even could get in the courtroom, somebody come tell me they set your court date back. So I ain't never touching the courtroom. Because I ain't never entering in the courtroom and they're verbally telling me while I'm in the courtroom, we setting your court date back. They're telling me this while I'm on the docks. Before I ain't never making it to the courtroom. And when I gonna come in the courtroom and stand in front of a judge and somebody tell me what's going on. It's been a year and something, man. What's going on? Y'all keep telling me setback, setback, setback. Know what that means? Y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all know y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all willing to let me sit in here and make money off of me and take all the taxpayer money and say, until you fold, we gonna hold you in here. Cause y'all came with a deal to let me go. Y'all know y'all ain't had nothing, but y'all wanted me to say that I was employed for cash money and I refused to do it. So y'all say, all right, well, he gonna sit in there and rot. He gonna be a guinea pig, let him rot. So I did the deal. The deal was not for me to make no statement or nothing. You know what statement they told me I had to make to get the deal? Apologize to her on camera, because all the cameras in the room. That was the deal. All I had to do was apologize to her to get the deal.
What was the deal?
The deal was for me to do 10 years, get 10 years, and serve on the 3 years. I had been down almost 2 years already.
Right.
So I was looking at I'm gonna be down another year and I'm gonna get out.
Right.
If I don't do it, I could just sit in here 10 years, wait till the statute of limitation. Do it make sense? I'm just saying. This is the situation that most men are in right now. Is either you carve out or you go to trial and you face all this. So a lot of people tend to carve out on sex charges, even though they're innocent. Because look at the situation they're in. Would you sit in here 10 years or would you get out in 3 years? Yeah. Now you telling me about I'm stupid for doing it. What would you do?
Oh, I'm copping out. I'm cop out.
Yeah, that's why I don't be hearing nothing people be talking about. I don't care what you got on Instagram, post on that thing. I know that ain't me. All the people that know me know that ain't me. Can nobody vouch and say that's me? Other than Nicole Westmoreland, the one that put me on the charge, the fake charge. The person who some kind of DA right now, as a matter of fact. You know? Already looked like she was already in with him. Who? A DA or attorney? Oh, that's the field she in? What she? Yeah, man, come on, man. Boy.
So you was in court, they made you apologize to her and kind of like to admit your guilt, quote unquote.
Right. Right. To say, admit your guilt.
And how did that make you feel though, having to do that, knowing that you was innocent, but you just wanted to come home because you wasn't trying to do the 10 years?
Let me tell you something. I still deal with that right now. That I did that. I'm still saying in my head I should have never did that. I should have sat in that tent.
Nah.
No, real talk. Because I really would have made that choice to sit in that tent. But what happened is I got tricked. See, I got tricked in the courtroom. I didn't know I was going to register as a sex offender. They didn't tell me that until I was in front of the judge, and the judge told it to me. So now I got another charge. Hold up. That ain't part of the deal. They knew I wasn't with that. So now this got to be a part of the deal, or I don't get the deal. I do 10 years, register as a sex offender. You know what I'm saying? That was part of, so, see, they keep putting you in all these awkward situations. You know what I'm saying? So if you're forcing you to really, if you really want what they got for you, you got to go through all these processes of, downgrading yourself, insulting yourself, and, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, they need to fix the courtrooms, man. They're not right. And they're not right. Look how many people coming back from faulty sentences, man. That's telling you one thing, that the system that you are convicting us in is not right. It's not right. And if it ain't right, why you continuing with it? Why you ain't even trying to fix it? You just continuing with it like it's all right to keep enslaving people badly. It's not all right with nobody, man. If anybody vouch and say it is all right, then they belong on another planet, man.
You say you just came home from a 10-year bid.
Yeah.
What was the situation behind that?
Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
You got 10 years?
And I got 10 flat years for a gun. Yeah. But the thing was this. It was 2 guns. You know what I'm saying? It was me and my little brother together. So the situation happened, being my little brother in the car. So they like, a gun for him, a gun for you. Or both guns for you, and you could go. So we had to make a decision. You feel what I'm saying? Me and him, we had to make a decision. What we gonna do? Both of us could rock it, or one of us could rock it. One of us could take it. I decided to take it. And it makes sense for both of us to rock. And I knew I'd have caught hell for having him rock with me anyway. My mama would have slain me, man. Just for having him with me. But he really wasn't with me. You know what I'm saying? He showed up at my, spot. And he needed a ride before we could get a ride, we got caught up. You
But
feel me?
They raided the spot before y'all can even.
No, they ain't raided no spot.
Oh, okay.
The spot got hot. I was inside my spot, so I came out into all that heat. You know what I'm saying? He was in the heat, bro. It's like, you know, when he came, the heat came. So I got caught up, took the lick. I wasn't tripping. That's what it is, man. Be like that sometimes, you know.
10 years, man, that's a long time. We was just talking about that too, as far as, you know, getting caught with the gun, or having it, or, you know, saying that you got the gun on.
This is my thing. Now, if I'm living a crime-for life, right? I already know I gotta protect myself at all times, right? So if I was to get locked up and go to jail and get convicted, then I'm no longer to be able to have a gun. But my lifestyle demands that I keep a gun because it's war that go on in the lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying? So you know, if you in that lifestyle, excuse me, if you in that lifestyle and you put your gun down, you're a dead man, right? You know that. Now the court system ain't hearing that. You're a convicted felon, don't carry no gun. We don't care about your lifestyle. So you saying you don't care about my life? I'm a citizen too. How you gonna tell me you don't care about my life and tell me to put my gun down? Put my gun down and get out that lifestyle. It ain't that easy, John. It just ain't that easy. I don't care what you say until my situation get better. It ain't that easy. You just can't just put nothing down and just go get a job after you done been in the streets, because all of your enemies don't care if you straighten your life out. You be gonna catch that bus or ride and they see you still gonna kill you. So Judge, you still putting my life in danger. Do you have a better solution than me putting my gun down? And matter of fact, what did my gun have to do with me getting caught with drugs anyway? Why is my gun rights getting taken? Because I got, my first conviction was possession of cocaine. What my gun rights got taken for? What they had to do with anything?
You know, it's all.
I'm just saying.
Right,
what I got convicted for had nothing to do with my gun rights.
Right.
Nothing. Did it?
Not at all, nah.
If I got caught with possession of cocaine, what does that got to do with my gun rights? It had no gun, wasn't nowhere involved in nothing. No, that's it. You know, it don't make sense, man.
But they know the lifestyle that you living, but they take your gun rights from you the next time they catch you. More likely you're going to have a gun on you. And then they can give you 10 years.
Right.
It's just another black man lost
so
in the system.
So either you going to either go in the system or you going to go in the grave. Ain't no you changing your life and you about to just go live merry and happy. Oh no. All the people you did something to don't want to hear that. You ain't about to go just live no good. And people don't understand that. You not about to live that no good life, even though you done changed back in that same community. After you done did everything you done did, man. That reaper coming, somebody coming to pay you a visit, man.
So you spoke on your brother earlier.
Yeah.
People were saying that y'all not seeing eye to eye right now, like you and your brother beefing. Is there any truth to that?
Man, look, let me tell you something.
And why would people come up with that kind? Like, where did that come from?
That came because I see in a comment after he made his little interview, you know what I'm saying, with Reverend Port. And just like I said on there, I didn't agree with some of the things he had said on there. But like I said, he felt like that what he wanted to talk about. You feel what I'm saying? So I felt how I felt, but it ain't no such thing as me and him beefing. You know what I'm saying? I don't beef with my brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never gonna be like that. Period.
And he just called you too, so you know.
Yeah. But people gonna talk. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. You feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you know anything about me, man, I'm gonna call a spade with everybody I deal with, man. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's real, man.
Right. But do you think you could have handled that not in the comments, maybe hollered at him about it?
I hollered at him about it before I went in the comments about it. See, but people, if you don't know that, you gonna judge it as, I just did that. No, I went to his house and we talked at his house, outside his house, man. Before I did that.
So ever since being on Red Report, though, I mean, how has everything changed for you? Because the Red Report, big platform.
For me?
Yeah.
It opened some doors, man. Red Report opened some doors for me, man. Real talk. I got a lot of people hitting me up now to do a lot of positive things, and I'm messing with that. And really, let me tell you, the majority of the people that's hitting me up ain't no celebrities. They ain't nobody, no rich people, nothing like that. No been hitting me up. Those guys I'm talking about, those rapping guys from these projects, they been hitting me up. And a guy out St. Thomas, guy out the East, guy out Holly Grove, guy out Callio. Yeah, they been hitting me up because they understanding more what I'm doing than the people I'm really trying to get to understand what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I see, and that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. The people that I really need to see, understand what I'm doing, ain't seeing it. Because they feel like what you doing is foolish. But how can you say that and nobody ain't never tried to do this? How can you say it's foolish when you ain't never even gave it a chance to work yet? You ain't losing nothing if it don't work.
Right.
Only one to be losing something is me. And I'm willing to sacrifice whatever I'm losing doing this. Even if it's my life. Yeah, and I mean that.
You willing to sacrifice your life and try and change the
if it happened, it happened. That's
right.
What it is.
Right.
In the process of me doing this, because you got to understand what I be doing. I got to go in these hoods. And I deal with these dudes, I go in their hood and deal with them if they want me to do that. Ain't worry about it. If it happen, I'm going to protect myself by all means. But if something happened, it happened, man. And that's just how I feel about me. That's how I'm coming. I ain't saying nobody should be like and feel like the way I'm feeling. They're telling you how I feel. Yeah. And everybody know I mean that because everybody's seeing me. In these, areas. They seeing me. I ain't just talking. They seeing me. And I know people seeing me because I see people seeing me. Yeah, I ain't hiding nowhere. I'm being seen. I'm showing you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, man. And that's what I'm going to do. I don't care what nobody see. I'm going to continue on pressing forward, man. Believe that.